What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So I know there are a lot of people who are struggling. A lot of folks want to be motivated. Sometimes, somebody just want to hear a good word. So today what I want to do is I want to focus on Isaiah 41:10. Isaiah 41:10. I'll talk more about my channel and stuff like that at the end of the video, but I kind of want to get straight into it, right? So Isaiah 41:10. It says, "Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness." So let's break that down. Fear thou not. Think of all the times in your life where fear has probably held you back. As much as I've accomplished in my life, fear, sometimes, even to this day, sometimes, I have to push past the fear. I have to push past fear. Think of all the times in your life when fear has held you back. So God is saying, fear thou not. In other words, we should put fear behind us. We don't have to fear. When we believe in God, when we believe that God is going to lead the way, that God is the way, that he is the light, that he is the truth, that nothing or no one that tries to separate us from what is meant for us or who is supposed to be in our lives or who is supposed to get out of our lives, when we don't fear that God is going to work, when we believe in him, when we put our faith in him, when we fear thou not, then we can move mountains. Because he says, "For I am with thee." In other words, he's with us. God is always with us. And I think it's difficult for us to remember that, man. Sometimes, we're human beings, and that sometimes where we're just you're going through stuff. You've been going through stuff. I've been going through stuff. Back in the day when you can't pay the rent, you don't know how you're gonna pay this or pay the car note or put food on the table or pay this bill or that bill, and you're trying to decide which one you're gonna do, and then God is saying, "Fear thou not, for I'm with thee." And it's almost like you want God to just lead you somewhere to where it's like, man, the money right there, so I can pay this bill, so I can pay this rent, so I can pay this. It's hard, but it's about faith. But I want you to think about it, though. For all of you who are looking at this right now, and I'm talking to myself too, all of us who are here right now, gathered here right now at this video, think of all the things that we have went through, and you somewhere right now looking at this video, you paid that rent, you paid that car note, you paid that other bill, you paid that phone, you bought that food, you got that car, you got through it. And I think that's what we lose sight of sometimes. We have faith, but when we're going through it, we forgot that, boy, we already got through the last stuff, that God already brought us through the last stuff. He's going to help us get through what we're going through now. So be not dismayed. It says, "Be not dismayed, for I am thy God." In other words, what you worried about? Be not dismayed. Don't be worried. Don't fret. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. In other words, I am the one who is in control. I got your back. For I am thy God. I am your God. And if you have faith in me, then anything is possible. Anything is possible. Be not dismayed. Don't worry. I'm talking to myself too. Don't worry, because God has got our back. I will strengthen thee. Those are the times where the stories you probably told to folks where you say, "I don't even know how I got through it. Boy, I don't even know how I got through it." God was getting you through it. That's how you got through it. For I will strengthen thee. So when we're faced with situations where we just don't feel like, I don't know, I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I don't know if I could make it past next week. I don't know if I could. He says, hey, I am your God. I am thy God, which means I am your God. Be not dismayed. I will strengthen you. But for us to have that strength, we got to seek it. We got to seek that strength. We got to be faithful warriors of Christ, in Christ, working through Christ all the time. I will strengthen thee. Does anybody out there need some strength right now? You in a bad relationship and you wondering, whew, how much more of this I could take? You work at a place and it's toxic and but you can't quit because you still need the money and how much more of this I could take? Take it to God. Take it to God. He says, I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. In other words, God will help us if we move towards him, if we seek help, if we ask for help. He will help us. As I tell you, I'm talking to myself too. He will help us. So sometimes we're wondering, man, where is my help going? He's going to make it that sometimes even folks who don't think they're going to help you, going to help you. That doors that you don't even know how they're going to open because they're supposed to open, because that's the door that God wants to open, because that's the door that you're going to walk through. So even if somebody is standing there holding on to that door, they're going to open that door and you're going to walk through that door because God says, hey, that's my faithful servant that I want to walk through that door, and you are going to open it. The doors are going to be open when they're supposed to be open. Sometimes that's the other thing. We want things when we want it because we feel like we want it now. And when we get something, we don't realize this is what we're probably supposed to have right now, and the rest will come later. So he says, I will help you, but God is only going to help us if we're asking for help. And we communicate with God through prayer. I don't know if you want to kneel on your knees and close your eyes and pray. Some of you might drive and you're talking to God. I do that a lot. I'm going to be out walking, getting my steps, and I'm still talking to God. It's in my head. I'm talking to him. It's just a conversation that we got to keep having with God. He says, I will help you. I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. God will lift us up in his time, in his way. He is the righteous one. And so there are people who sometimes they may wish you harm, wish you evil, whatever, but they cannot get in the way of what God has for you, because God's deliverance is about righteousness. It's about righteousness. I will help thee. I will uphold thee. It will have you standing tall, have you standing strong, have you standing in the presence of people who don't even think you should be standing in their presence, but you are in their presence, and they probably got to listen to you because God has willed it with the right hand of my righteousness. The power of God. And that's what we got to remember. That's what we got to remember. So if you're out there right now and you're going through some stuff, Isaiah 14:10, do not fear. God is with us. Do not be discouraged. He is our God. He will strengthen us. He would lift us up, and he will make it right, because he is the one who brings righteousness. who makes things right. Righteousness. He makes things right. God makes things right. We just got to believe in him. We just got to worship him. We just got to try our best to follow him. We ain't perfect. We're going to fall down. But we can get back up and we could follow him. I hope I'm talking to somebody today. I hope this meant something to somebody today. I'm going to ask you to do two things at the end of every video. Do something good for someone. Cross the road, give them $5, help somebody learn how to read, cut their yard. I don't know. Do something good for someone. You don't have to be wealthy to give back. It's not always about money. And then also do good by yourself. Do something good for yourself. Whether it's you need to go back to school, change your job, get out that relationship, whatever it is, do something good for someone and do something good for yourself. Check out the rest of the channel. Please subscribe if you're new. Journey to 5,000 and beyond. The goal of the channel is to motivate and to educate. To motivate. And I hope you join me in that journey. Leave your comments. Let me know what videos you'd like to see me make, what topics you want me to talk about. Be good. Till next time, peace.